Ecosystem services. Ecosystem services are the conditions and processes through which natural ecosystems and the species that make them up sustain and fulfill human life. Humans cannot live on their own, they need the help of ecosystems. The ecosystem consists of plants and animals which through various processes such as photosynthesis, rainfall, climate regulation, etc., will help man in sustaining his life. The Millennium Ecosystem Assessment Synthesis Report in 2005 categorizes ecosystem services into 4 categories. They are provisioning service, regulating service, cultural service and supporting services. The provisioning services includes food, fiber, fuel and genetic resources. Food is all the products which are derived from plant, animals and microbes, and fiber includes silk, wool, jute, cotton, etc. Fuel includes wood, dung and other biological materials, and genetic resources includes the genes of which are used for plant and animal breeding as well as in biotechnology. Now, bioprospecting is a term which indicates the searching for the products of economic importance from plants and animal species. So, this is a very promising field now, because people are trying to find out new drugs and new products from nature itself which can provide economic importance. Then it is also including biochemicals, natural chemicals as well as pharmaceuticals, and ornamental resources such as animal skins, feathers, orchids, butterflies, aquarium fishes and skin of animals and ivory. Of course, ivory is now banned, but yet it is it's a resource. Then coming to the second category, that is regulating services. Ecosystem provides us air quality regulation, that is, it maintains the oxygen carbon dioxide balance. The plants take up the carbon dioxide which is released by the animals. Then it maintains the ozone layer and regulates the sulfate levels. Then the next regulating services, climate regulation by the hot water currents, etc. Then erosion regulation, water purification and waste treatment with the help of scavengers and decomposers. Then pollination is another very important ecosystem service provided by nature. Over 10 lakh different animal species including bats, bees, flies, moths, birds and butterflies provide free pollinating services. Then there is also pest regulation, that is, these birds and other carnivorous insects eat up the pests of the plants, that is biocontrol. Then there is natural hazard regulation, in which the mangroves and coral reefs reduce the damage caused by waves, hurricanes, cyclones, etc. We know the example of tsunami. During tsunami, there was the areas where there were mangroves were protected from tsunami. The third category is cultural diversity. In cultural diversity, it includes the spiritual and religious values, knowledge values both traditional and formal, education value, inspiration value and aesthetic value. Now, coming to the first one, that is the spiritual value. We know that certain plants and animals are venerated or they are prayed to in Hinduism. We know about the tulsi plant, which is medicinal, and it is kept in Hindu households in a special place called Tulasi Tara, and the people pray to it. Then we know that the Hindu gods and goddesses have got several animals as their vehicles. Each god or goddess has a vehicle which is an animal, and like God Ganesha has a rat, and Lord Subramania has a peacock, etc. So, these animals are also taken, or they are also protected, thinking that they are holy. Then the cultural value, here you can see the photo of the Saras cranes. The Saras crane chooses a mate for life. If its mate dies, it does not seek another mate, and therefore when in the north, when the people bless a married couple, they say, may you be like the Saras cranes, that is devoted to each other for life. On the right side is the figure of a whale, and this particular whale comes to the Gujarat coast for breeding, and so people used to kill it, and therefore there was a campaign saying that just as a pregnant daughter comes to the mother's home for delivery, This whale also comes to the Gujarat coast, which is its home, and so there was a cultural value given to it, and people started protecting this particular whale. Then aesthetic value, we know that when we go to some place which is having scenic beauty, for example Munnar, isn't it, or some other nice place where, or even could be even a beach, isn't it, a beach, a paddy field which is beautiful, it gives lot of pleasure to our mind and it takes away our stress and worry. So that is also an aesthetic value. Then cultural heritage value, that is, there are several historically important landscapes and certain places which are having heritage value. Then this also helps in recreation as well as tourism. We know that Kerala being beautiful, many people come here for the tourism purposes. Then next category, the fourth category is the supporting services. The supporting services are the soil formation, then photosynthesis, nutrient cycling in nature, nitrogen fixing and water cycling. So all these are helping for sustaining human life. Now how much are the nature services worth? According to one study, the value is in trillion US dollars. Soil formation is valued as $17.1 trillion, recreation $3 trillion, and you can see nutrient cycling $2.3 trillion. That is, if all of this was done by human effort alone, it would take that much amount of US dollars. Water regulation and supply $2.3 trillion. You can see all this, the table. So all these ecosystem services are free, but actually they cost this much of US dollars, and it is all valuable. If you take the effort taken by nature in terms of money, it would amount to $1 trillion. Okay. Now why are we studying all this? This is because the life support system is under threat due to climate change, over exploitation, land use change, pollution as well as invasive alien species. And this is a saying, that is, when the last tree is cut and the last river poisoned and the last fish dead, we will discover that we can't eat money. So we should take care of our nature and natural resources and the ecosystem services they provide, so that the future generations can survive nicely. Thank you.